nobody, muscle shows, the word muscle shows, nobody's promoted it probably more than Wayne Chaney. Because with the Little Richard Band, you were with him for what, 40 plus years?
That's right at it.
And every show, Richard always introduced the muscle shows musicians. They're from muscle shows, you know, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, when Little Richard called me, he said, look, we had done an album at Fame called The Real Thing album, 1970. And I didn't hear from him until about his early 80s. And he called me, he said, I never had talked to him since the session. He called me, he said, Travis, do you think my music is devil's music? I said, no, I said, you know, I think good times, you know, tutti frutti, good colors, mommy. He said, well, you know, I'm a ordained minister, but he said, I've got a scripture book that I have printed up, and he said, if you'll put me a good rock and roll band, I'd like to get most of the guys that you can that did the session with us, but he said, I'm going to start back doing rock and roll. Sure enough, I mean, we'd play all over the world, and he'd have books printed up, scripture, Swedish. I mean, he said, if I can just save a couple of people each night, he said, I'll feel justified in doing rock and roll. Okay. So
He had that book published in 28 different languages.
yeah. We were out in Vegas playing there, and some of the big guys came up and they said, look here, Richard, we understand that you have your brothers pass these scripture books out, and you can't do that here in Vegas. Richard said, okay. So they left. He looked over and he said, they don't know me. That night, yeah, they were passing out scripture books. But when I put the band together, the first person I thought about, I had to have Wayne. Wayne was a serious guy when it come to business. He was my man, and so I got him, and we rocked all over the country. And when I retired from him, I got Mr. Kevin Holly to take my place. It was great. Kevin's there somewhere.
He's here somewhere.
I'm not going to take a lot of time telling y'all how great Wayne is, because y'all already know, but when it comes to benefits, Wayne Chaney is the first person that they call.
Yes.
Me and Wayne,
It's just a blessing to be able to do it, you know.
and he does it so good. I mean, I tell everybody this is the greatest rock and roll singer, or really any kind of thing he can sing, better than anybody I've heard. I mean, he's just, all over the world we play, and people say, God, who's that guy? You know, Wayne Chaney. Could y'all give him another big hand? And